Something dangerous is building in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and meteorologists are starting to get seriously concerned. The water is hotter than normal. The atmosphere is lining up. And if this system crosses the wrong part of the Gulf, it could intensify far faster than most people expect. This is not just another tropical storm story. This is about an ocean that has become a massive fuel source for hurricanes, and a coastline where millions of people may have very little time to react. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what's happening in the Gulf, why scientists are using words like unprecedented, and what could happen if rapid intensification begins. Because once this process starts, everything changes. The sky above the Gulf of Mexico did not look normal that night. From a distance, the ocean appeared calm, almost peaceful. But hundreds of miles away, inside the National Hurricane Center, meteorologists knew that the calm was a lie. Dozens of massive screens illuminated the operations room in shades of blue, green, orange, and red. Every scientist in the room was staring at the same area, the central Gulf of Mexico, because something was beginning to form there, something that could change millions of lives within the next 48 hours. A river of extremely warm water flowing deep beneath the ocean surface, not just warm at the top, warm for hundreds of feet below. And when a tropical storm moved over it, the ocean could feed the system like jet fuel. Some of the strongest hurricanes in American history had exploded in strength over those waters. Alex pulled up the satellite animation from earlier in the evening. The storm bands were becoming more organized. The central pressure was slowly dropping. Upper-level winds were weakening. The atmosphere was clearing a path for rapid intensification. Wind shear is low, Emma said. Moisture levels are high. Alex crossed his arms and stared at the spinning clouds. This thing could intensify fast. Far away along the Louisiana coastline, most people were still living their normal lives. In a small coastal town south of New Orleans, 62-year-old Michael Anderson sat on the porch of his weathered beach house looking out toward the Gulf. The air was thick with humidity. The sea breeze carried the faint smell of salt water and rain. But nothing about the evening felt dangerous yet. Inside the house, the television played weather coverage in the background. Michael's daughter, Sarah, stepped outside holding her phone. "Dad," she said nervously, "they're talking about hurricane updates again." Michael gave a tired smile. "They say that every year." But Sarah didn't smile back. "This one feels different." Michael looked toward the horizon. The ocean was darker than usual tonight. And
Milton's intensifying.
Inside,
look at the eye wall. Category 4,
Back at the
and the
National
track is
Hurricane
firming up.
Center, the storm continued strengthening through the night. Satellite imagery showed massive bursts of convection exploding near the center. Thunderstorm towers rose tens of thousands of feet into the atmosphere. Forecasters updated the advisory. Tropical depression. A few hours later, tropical storm. The disturbance officially received a name. Now it was no longer just a cluster of storms over the ocean. Now it was an organized tropical cyclone. Emma opened a Gulf heat content map. Her eyes widened immediately. "Alex," she whispered, "it's heading straight for a warm core eddy." Alex instantly understood the danger. A massive rotating pool of deep warm water sat directly in the storm's projected path. If the hurricane crossed over it, explosive intensification was possible. He pulled up the latest forecast track. The system could reach the loop current within 18 hours. The room suddenly felt heavier. Outside the weather center, the rest of America was only beginning to notice the storm. Gas stations along the Gulf Coast started filling with nervous drivers. People loaded bottled water into shopping carts. Store shelves emptied of batteries, canned food, flashlights, and plywood. Long lines formed outside hardware stores, but many residents still weren't taking the threat seriously, because outside the weather still looked normal. That was one of the most terrifying things about hurricanes. Sometimes disaster arrives under calm skies. At 2 in the morning, a Hurricane Hunter aircraft entered the storm. The giant plane shook violently as it pierced the outer rain bands. Inside the cockpit, instruments beeped nonstop while scientists monitored the data in real time. Wind speeds increasing, pressure falling, core organizing. Lightning flashed through towering clouds outside the aircraft windows. Rain slammed against the fuselage like thousands of hammers.